Man, the truck is all dusty. Haven't even driven down any dirt roads. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Farm and Hammer. It has been a while. I'm getting followed by some kittens here. Anyway, as you can tell, kittens are doing fine. In today's video, we are going to be talking about combining fescue seed or lawn seed, whatever you guys want to call it. But anyway, just got started combining a couple days ago. Just sold the first bin. But anyway, we're going to talk about all that later. I haven't been able to combine the last 2 days because it's been overcast and a big chance of rain. So anyway, I'm hoping to get another field done this morning before I go to work. But before I do that, I thought I'd better update you guys on the pigs, show you what's going on with them and what my plans are for them. And you guys have seen how much damage the pigs can do to the ground here. And they were here, I don't know, maybe a month ago, and all the grass is coming back. Some turnip seeds are coming in. They were in here in this part more recently, but still everything's growing back, coming back nicely. And the pigs are one step closer to getting in the thick woods back there. We just moved them here yesterday, and yeah, we're about to get them into the woods, get them on a single strand wire. Anyway, just giving them some food scraps here, just some vegetables, watermelon, all that kind of stuff. While they're eating, you guys know these are 4 Idaho pasture pigs if you've watched my other videos. And had them for a couple months now. They're growing really well and everything's pretty much going fine, but because these are Idaho pasture pigs, they're a little slower growing, and especially him, he's pretty small. Because I'm trying to raise all of our pork that we eat and our family eats, that's quite a bit of pork, and if I can sell a few, that would be nice as well. But because we have so much extra food in there, we have, I don't know, still probably 8,000 pounds of food. These guys are not going to go through it all, and so I'm considering picking up 2 more feeder pigs that are, I don't know, some kind of Yorkshire mix, just so they'll grow better, and they'll be, even though the new feeder pigs will be smaller right now, they're going to outgrow these guys pretty quickly. So these guys have a head start, but the other ones will catch up just fine. So that is the plan. I'm still looking for some cheap feeder pigs. If I can find some, I'll have some in here before these guys get put into the woods back there. One other thing I wanted to mention, you may see this hat I'm wearing, it says Real Farmer. This is from a friend of mine that I met in college. He has a YouTube channel as well. His channel focuses on mainly like orchards, vegetable production, all that kind of stuff. They sell a ton of stuff to farmers markets. Anyway, pretty interesting stuff. You guys want to check him out. I will leave a link to his channel down in the description if I can remember. And if I don't, just remember his name is Farmer Dre. Look him up on YouTube. He didn't ask me to do this, but he sent me a hat, so I decided I might as well shout out his channel real quick. So I've had a lot of questions asking about what I'm combining and how this all works, because in most states, this is not a popular business here. So as you guys know, we are primarily a beef cattle farm. I raise bottle calves. My dad has a cow-calf pair operation. But since we're in Missouri, we grow a lot of Kentucky 31 tall fescue. This is what the seeds look like. This is what the grass itself looks like. And pretty much everywhere in Missouri is covered in this Kentucky 31 tall fescue. Not only is tall fescue found a lot in farms in Missouri, it's also in a lot of people's yards. Just an example right here. Obviously there's some clover in here, but a lot of that is tall fescue. And for urban dwellers, most of their lawns are also composed of mostly tall fescue. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, a lot of people in most states, their lawns are tall fescue because it's hardy, it grows super well and not the best of conditions, and it can make your lawn look pretty nice if it grows in thick. So when you go to the store, you want to buy some lawn seed to improve your lawn. Maybe you got some bare patches, you just want to buy some lawn seed to cover those up. Most of the seed that you're buying is Kentucky 31 tall fescue, and how that gets to your store, most of the seeds come from Missouri. I believe it's 2/3 of the nation's tall fescue production. All of it comes from Missouri. The other third, most of that comes from Oregon. Missouri can't grow a whole lot of crops, but it can grow some pretty good tall fescue, probably the best in the nation. The reason why Missouri harvests so much tall fescue is because it works great with cow-calf operations or any kind of beef cattle. So in the spring, grass is growing a lot faster than most farmers can utilize it with their cows, and so they'll set aside a field, and then by late summer, that field will be ready to harvest the seed off of. Then after the seed is taken off, they'll let the cows come in and eat it, or they'll have someone cut it for hay and clean off the pasture. So if we have some pastures that get away from us and there's a lot of seed heads out there, we'll often take the cows out completely and just save it for fescue seed and then harvest it later in the summer. Because fescue for the most part doesn't pay like other crops, it only brings about 40 to 70 cents per pound harvested. And so like last year it was in the 60s and 70s, which is the highest it has ever been, record high prices. And so I combined about 90 acres, brought in, I don't know, about $12,000 worth of seed. And most of those acres had cows on them previously that year. So the seed production wasn't near what it normally is. In Missouri, we can get anywhere from 200 to 700 pounds of fescue seed per acre, depending on the location, quality, and how much seeds there actually are on the plant. So last year I was getting about 400 pounds per acre on pastures that had cows in them that year, which is pretty dang good. And with seed prices being in the 60 cents per pound area, it was a really profitable year for fescue seed. This year, however, fescue seed is only in the 40-some cent range. And so I know a lot of years it's in the 20-cent range, which is hardly worth doing. As you guys know, I am operating a super old John Deere combine that I got for free. Since you don't make a whole lot of money on fescue seed, you can't afford to buy a $50,000 combine or a brand new combine for that matter, just because fescue seed isn't worth that much. So most people are running combines from the 70s to the 90s, and they're covering, I don't know, anywhere from 50 acres to 300 acres, just depending on the size of their farm. For me, since we didn't set any fields aside this year, I'm just running over any pasture we have that has quite a bit of fescue seed on it, just to try to make some extra change. So it is kind of a lot of hassle, especially if you're messing with old combines, using old stuff and machinery. You got a lot of repairs, a lot of repair bills. Last year I think I spent over $2 grand fixing that old combine and just to get it running, but it paid for itself last year. This year, since seed isn't worth as much, luckily I didn't have as many repairs. I did have the radiator go, I fixed that. The belt broke, so I put a new belt on, but for the most part that's all that has been going wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna combine anywhere from 90 to 150 acres this year, and so far I've made about 500 bucks. And since I don't own the property, the way that works around here, most guys that combine fescue or do custom harvesting of fescue, they'll split it 50-50. So if a farmer has a field they want combined, farmer gets half of the price and the harvester gets the other half, which ends up being a pretty good deal. Farmer doesn't have to do much, and the other guy makes quite a bit of money on land that isn't his. There are some guys, this is all they do. They farm during the year, and then when it's fescue season, they have their own clients. They have anywhere from 500 to 2,000 acres, and that is all they do for 2 weeks. And some of those guys bring in well over $100,000 in 2 weeks. They're running multiple combines, have a couple tired hands for that week, and they rake in the dough. But that's not me. I'm just combining over a few hundred acres that was not set aside just for fescue seed. This is just a bonus on top of all the money we make off of beef cattle. But just like any other crops, it can get blown over, weather doesn't cooperate, things like that, and your harvest gets cut down by half or more. But you can make some extra money if you got an old combine and if you got other clients to cut on. So for everyone wondering about tall fescue, that was kind of just a basic overview. If you're in another state other than Missouri, it's not very popular. You might struggle to find some buyers for you, and you might struggle to grow fescue just in general, so that wouldn't be for you. But for people in Missouri, kind of the Midwest, you can find some fescue seed buyers, and if you can get an old combine, you can make a little extra money on the side. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope that explained a little bit more about tall fescue and what we do here in Missouri. And anyway, with that being said, I will have more videos on calves, pigs, and all that coming up soon. So thank you for watching. Sorry I've been gone for so long. I've been super busy the last couple weeks. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.